My name's Samantha. I'm a single mum of 2. I have Mackenzie, who is 6, and little William, who is nearly 2. Mackenzie is ASD and ADHD. Little William was born preemie, and that's basically my life.
Mum, this is my graduation.
Is that beautiful? Okay, thank you. Don't run too hard, slow down. January 2 years ago, Mackenzie was in daycare 5 days a week because I worked full time. I fell pregnant with William and I lost my job.
People living in housing stress are no different to anyone else in many, many, many cases. It's just a matter of circumstance at a point in time.
I was left with basically, before I'd done anything, $100 a fortnight to survive. I hadn't even bought groceries, I hadn't done anything. Like, it was just basically pay rent. I was 32 weeks pregnant and I couldn't eat at times because I didn't have the money. Like, it was like, if I have a meal today, that's a couple of meals less for Mackenzie and I need to feed her.
I'm going to go get changed.
Housing and stress and homelessness, or the threat or risk of homelessness, can have a dramatic impact on people, on people's well-being, on self-esteem, on self-awareness, on hope. We have an obligation as a country, and I think a spirit and a values and a culture in our own country, to make sure the fundamental right of shelter and housing should be not negotiable.
Eventually got eviction notice because I couldn't pay my rent. On the Friday, I sat there trying to get help to keep my house. Saturday morning, I woke up to a placenta abruption. So basically, I was losing my life, my son was losing his life. I was rushed to hospital. Monday morning, I'm getting nasty messages left by my real estate. I just had my son on Saturday. Like, I still at this stage didn't know he was going to survive, he was still very up and down. So instead of worrying about my son, I'm screaming at housing.
Community housing providers like Evolve are totally driven around having a positive contribution to the supply of housing. There's somewhere between 158,000 and 200,000 on a waiting list at the moment for social housing. That time can be up to 10 years waiting list. In real terms, it means we probably need about 12,000 homes a year just to address the current shortfall.
The stress from here, like, I think I had him home for a week. It was my last $30 to my name and I had a missed call from a private number. So I spent my last $30 on credit, rang and it was involved, and I got this house. I started crying because it was $120 a week less in rent. Mackenzie! I know it sounds stupid, it's a $10 sprinkler, but I couldn't afford that before in private rental. As silly as it sounds. It's like a $10 sprinkler and a $10 hose. Who can't afford $20? Hey, I couldn't before. What have we got to do here? Do you want to explain it? I struggle now. Like, we don't have the best of everything. I can't get the best of everything. I have groceries. My bills are paid. I know my rent's paid. I don't threat that, if I don't pay this, I've got to pay it back. Then I'm going to go into the spiral of rental arrears. Hasn't happened for me in the 12 months I've been here. Are you a go?
One of our major goals is to get people in at a certain level, but enrich their own lives in terms of financial management, in terms of education, in terms of employment and career planning and so on. So eventually they can be in the private market over time. To play a critical role in that is incredibly satisfying and rewarding.